So let's take a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you, whether it's up against a chair, a wall, a bolster, on a block. Let's take Hridaya Mudra. So the right hand goes across your heart space, the left hand goes on top of it, and just allow the shoulders to settle down and let the elbows relax in towards the rib cage here. So you're just resting the hands onto the chest, and the thumbs just point upwards towards the center of the sternum where the collarbones meet. Hridaya Mudra, insight, self-compassion, and more of a heart-centered mudra. So allow yourself to let go of your day. Monday, maybe the beginning of the week. Maybe you've been working today. So letting go of your work day. Letting go of personal distractions around the house. Tuning in to the sound of your own breathing. Bringing you into this present moment, anchoring you into your space and on your sacred space of your mat. As you become more present with your physical body, your mind, connecting, take a moment to just check in to see how you feel today, mentally, emotionally, and of course, physically. Ask yourself the question, how am I? And of course, listening to the answer that comes back to you. And the reason why I have chosen Hridaya Mudra is that we will be working Yin Yoga for the pericardium, meridian lines. And the pericardium is the sac of fascia that protects the heart. And this is more of a heart-centered practice, allowing us to focus a little bit more on our breathing and clearing and releasing blockages from the meridian line of the pericardium and the triple burner, which comes from the chest out past the armpit, down the arm, and into the ring finger. So maybe you can start to imagine and visualize that energetic line, completely invisible, of course, unless you are a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Acupressure, acupuncture, and Yin Yoga follows the meridian lines. Take your attention, your focus deeper into the heart space. Notice the breath. Breathing in, lifting the chest, lifting the sternum, expanding the rib cage, expanding the lungs, front, back, and sides. And the exhale, softening, releasing back, lungs deflating, rib cage returning, diaphragm releasing. It's really allowing the breath to be filling the upper body. Maybe you can even feel your own heart beating underneath the palms of your hands. Maybe you can feel the warmth from your chest, the warmth of your hands. And maybe you just feel the chest rising and falling. Whatever sensations, experiences come up for you, just tap into those. Starting to bring yourself back into your surroundings and feeling the hands on the body. You can now take those away, letting them rest down towards the knees. And maybe you still feel this area of warmth where the hands once were. And you feel the warmth in the fingers and in the palms. And again, this pericardium goes up and down the spine, down out of the chest, down through the armpit, down through the inner bicep and into the ring finger. And just imagine those meridian lines now being a little bit freer because we've released our hands down where that crease of the elbow once was. And gently beginning to deepen the breath as you begin to move. So lifting up the knees, bringing them out in front of you. Take a little bit wider here so that you can actually drop the belly and the chest between the thighs. And just wrapping the arms around the shins, letting the head drop down towards the hands. And really feel here that you have a lot of space in this area of the knees and the thighs, and the belly is relaxed. And just notice the flexion through the spine, letting the head drop and release down. And here you might start to feel the back body, the back part of the heart. Breathing out a little deeper, relaxing just a little bit more. Giving in to the head weight. Softening through the throat and the neck. And making sure that the shoulders haven't crept up to the ears. And they are soft and relaxed down the back. And slowly start to unravel. Uncurl the spine, each and every vertebra as you come back up to upright. And we're going to take a tabletop here and move into our cat and cow. So the focus, as I say, working through the heart space. And really, as we work through the heart space, this is more about our breathing. And really focusing on our breath, the cardiovascular activity through the practice today, trying not to hold the breath at all. So coming into your tabletop position, just releasing out through the hips, just a little bit left and right. And as you come into this tabletop, notice any tension that you might be holding on to anywhere in the body. And then you can start with that cat and cow. So this might be slow at first into the spine, noticing how the spine starts to release after each movement. Closing eyes, drawing inwards, inhaling for cow and exhaling for cat. Again, taking that focus into the heart space as we open up into cow. We're broadening across the chest, broadening across the heart and the sternum, and then rounding through cat and caving the rib cage around the heart space. And then last time, just rounding it up into cat. And then we're going to come into our first posture of wide leg child's pose. So you can choose here to rest the head on a bolster or a block, if it's a comfortable block. Cork blocks aren't that comfortable. Or maybe you bring the bolster out in front of you and you can actually lie the whole body on your bolster, making sure that you have enough space to place the head. And you can turn the head onto the left cheek. So just making yourself comfortable here in this posture, softening down the heart space towards the mat or on the bolster. And the hands might be out in front of you, but if you can, just lift the palms face up. So the top of the wrists is down to the mat and the hands are gently curling. And be aware of this meridian line that we're working to, which goes from the chest out to the armpits, down the bicep, down the forearm, into your ring finger. Starting to almost feel energetic release through each breath and each exhale. If you turned your head to one cheek, just lift up and turn to the opposite side so that you are getting equal stretches on left and right sides of the neck. Maintaining focus to the present, not letting the mind wander off whilst we are holding and finding stillness in this posture. If you find the monkey mind comes in, just revert back to focus on your breathing and the heart space, front, back, and sides. And taking a breath in, bringing the head back into center. Deep exhale out. Flip the palms over. Walk the hands back towards the body. Very slowly uncurling. Dropping chin to chest as you unroll. And come up into that tadpole position, just kneeling at the back of your mat. Take the hands down onto the knees. And again, just flip the palms. So this meridian line, it comes out from the chest, armpit, down the bicep to the ring finger. Then let's take away our bolster or blocks to one side. Let's come into a wrist flexion. So coming forward, we're going to turn the hands towards us. So flipping those fingers around, fingertips may be quite close to the knees. And the deeper that you bring your body back towards your heels, the deeper that stretch, the flexion feels into the forearm. So go easy. We don't have to go too deep too soon, but try and spread it out, the fingers, spreading out the palms. Again, that breath guides you. If you're holding the breath, you may have gone too deep, too far. So if this is really too deep for you, bring the body weight forward and bring the hands back by the knees. So try to get the heel of the hand down onto the floor. That's it. So just noticing what sensations come up for you with this wrist flexion. Maybe this is going all the way up through the forearm into the elbow, into the upper arm, into the armpit, maybe across the chest. Where do you feel this? And then slowly starting to peel the heels of the hands off, first of all, then the palm, then the fingers. Don't move the hands just yet, but bring the backs of the hands to the knees, kneeling. And as you come out, just allow this feeling within the hands. Maybe it's tingling, maybe it's burning, maybe it's hot. Whatever you feel there, let that just sit for a moment in response. And hopefully those sensations will start to dissipate. And then begin to bring some soft and gentle movement back into the fingertips, into the thumbs, into the hands, into the wrists. And here into the wrists, you might like to just do like what I call little kind of waves. And then you can give them a little shake out. And maybe then give yourself that rotation. Good. So wrist extensor stretch this time, which means that the backs of the hands come down. So spreading the fingers, and again, maybe you come all the way close to the fingertips. That's it. Elbows can be really bent here. The straighter the elbows, the deeper the feeling here. Again, don't go too deep too soon. Try to keep a little bit upright in the spine, so the head and neck and spine are nicely aligned. That's it. Great. Again, slightly different stretch. You might be feeling this in the top of the wrist and the top of your lower arm. Maybe you feel it in the fingers, in the thumbs. And whilst you're there, just take a look at the color of the wrist, the color of the fingers. I notice that there's a lot of blood going into my fingers. What do you notice? So these are just 2-minute stretches. Gives us time to respond. Just a few more breaths here. And start to peel the backs of the hands away. And you're going to bring the hands without moving too much onto the knees, palms face down this time, letting the wrists soften, letting the elbows relax and the shoulders down the back. So again, noticing the response, what sensations come up for you. Maybe slightly different to the wrist flexion. And then gently wiggling fingers, moving thumbs. Again, this little kind of flexion, extension with the wrists. Be nice and soft. Give them a little shake. And a squeeze and stretch. Then interlacing the fingers, pressing the heels of the hands together, and just some figure of eights. Nice. And the other way. Good. Let's come off of our knees, spinning the legs around in front of us for our seated forward fold. So again, you can sit on something if you like. You can sit on a block, sit on a bolster. Maybe you simply bring the bolster in front of you, or the bolster can go underneath the knees. So this is a forward fold. I'm going to hold this one for about 3 or 4 minutes. So taking it steady to gently fold down. And again, you can support the head if you need to. So just as we did in our child's pose, we're going to start to focus through the back of our bodies, almost breathing through the back, shoulders through the upper back and the sides of the body. So just allowing your body to release over the legs. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere here, if the backs of the legs feel tight or the spine feels tight. Maybe you've gone a little bit too far. You want to pull back just a touch. So the navel gently pulls back towards the spine. It's not a deep contraction there. It's just pulling back slightly.
Exhaling into the release deeper. Reminding yourself of the focus towards the heart space and the pericardium meridian lines. Heading down from the chest to the armpit, down the bicep, the forearm into the ring finger. Taking a deep breath in. Deep, long, slow breath out. Start to prepare to move. Bring the hands back and start to roll up each and every vertebra. Head stays down for the time being until the shoulders come back up in line with the hips, sitting tall through the spine, grounding through the sit bones, and then the head and the neck raise. Taking a moment just to stay tall and seated, coming out of the fold. And then let's come back into a child's pose, but this is a threading the needle child's pose. So if you like, you can rest the head again on a block or a blanket. Knees might be a little bit wider, and the left arm comes through and underneath you, threads through and out to the side. Now, the right arm, again, you might like to flip the palm up towards the sky, or you might like to bring the hand back by the side of the hip with the palm face up. So it depends on how you want to feel. So we're dropping the hips back. And again, they could be a wide leg child's pose. So the belly and the chest nestle down between the thighs. Gently threading that left arm through and under. And remember, we're working on the pericardium meridian. So all the way to the ring finger, the tip of both of those fingers, left and right hands. And just bring the right hand back. Place the right hand down onto the mat to give you a little bit of support. And just unthread the left and just release it up to the sky if you can. Give it a little shake out there. And then bring yourself back to change sides. Right arm threads through and under. Palm is face up towards the sky, softening into the child's pose. And then the left arm either reaches forward with the palm face up, or it softens down by the left side of the hip. So you might notice that one side is going to be a little bit freer than the other. I am noticing that this side on my right shoulder, my right chest, is much more kind of contracted than the other side. So again, just noticing how different sides feel. I'm just observing here if you actually receive any sensations into the fingertips. Sometimes with thread the needle, when we're lying on the ear, the hips are high and the head is below the heart, we might get sensations, pins and needles into the hands. So just notice if you're feeling that, maybe not. If the fingers start to go numb, might be time to come out. We're only here for another 30 seconds. And letting your breath guide you. Breathe in. Deep, slow, long breath out. Bring the left hand back to support you. And then again, just reach up the right arm. Give it a little shake. And let's roll back slowly. Spin those legs around in front of you. And we're going to come down onto our backs now for a supported fish. So with your supported fish, you might like to lift the supported fish up just a touch with blocks, and then placing your bolster over. So it's a little bit not as low lying down, or maybe you're not doing that, and then you can use the bolster lying flat with the block supporting the head. So there's a little bit of space between the back and the bolster there. Coming back, lying down nice and carefully here, and making sure that you're supporting the head and the neck with a pillow or a blanket. And here, allow the chest to open and mold itself around your prop. So that means you're opening up the armpits here. And again, the arms come out to the side, palms are face up. If you like, you can keep the legs long. You might like to choose butterfly legs, but try not to bring the heels too close in towards the body. Soften down through the spine. Relax the facial expression. We're here for a number of minutes, so get comfortable. Again, this is a heart-opening practice. Well, heart-opening posture, should I say. So we're really expansive across the chest, down into the armpits, out to the biceps, into the elbows, the forearms, and then all the way along to each and every fingertip. Observing your breathing, hearing your own breath. Observing sensations in the present moment. Almost visualizing your pericardium and the meridian that comes from the chest out down the arm and into the ring finger. Visualizing that chi flowing freely. Giving in for just a couple more minutes here. Using the exhale to let go even further. Using the inhale to feed the cardiovascular system. And taking a breath in. Slow, long, deep breath out. Wiggle the fingers first of all. Move into the wrists. Flip the palms over. And if you had butterfly, lift the legs together. Place the soles of the feet wide of your mat. Let the knees drop in towards one another. Palms are face down by the side of the body. Before we move out of fish, first of all, just take a moment to bring the elbows back. Push up the chest. Look along the body. And then slide yourself over so that you can get rid of your props and roll all the way down into constructive rest. So feet wide, toes gently turning inwards, and the knees resting together. Arms out to the side of you, palms are face up. And you're softening across the chest here, coming out of that passive back bend of supported fish, allowing the belly to rest, allowing the spine to release to the floor. heel toe, feet back into parallel. Draw the knees in towards the chest, but keep again a space between the thighs, the belly, and the chest, so the knees just pull a little bit wider of the rib cage, lengthening the spine down there and just rocking left and right. And we're going to rock ourselves over onto our side, right side or left side, doesn't matter. And just take a moment to pause before we bring ourselves back up to seated. Okay, so this one, you can sit cross-legged, you can kneel over a bolster, which is what I'm going to do. You can sit butterfly if you like. This is our eagle arms. So just the arms, obviously no legs, but eagle arms is a yin pose. We're going to hold each side for 3 minutes. Let's cross right over left and bring them up. And maybe you double wrap here, or maybe you bring the backs of the hands together. Or if that's really not possible today, then just squeezing the elbows together and placing the palms together. So we're lifting up the elbows slightly, pulling down the shoulders, closing the eyes and finding the focus from the third eye, the area between the eyebrows, to the back of the wrists. Fingertips are pointing up towards the sky of your right hand. Keeping the energy within the posture, not really allowing the arms to drop down. Keeping lifted those elbows. Noticing where any tight areas are. I'm absolutely feeling this across the back of my neck, tops of the shoulders. Maybe you're feeling it in the outer arms, maybe somewhere else. So just tap into those sensations. We have not done eagle for a long time, but they are going to be coming up in April. Take a breath in, lift the chest, reach the fingers up, just a little bit of extra stretch. Exhale, unravel. Circle the shoulders nice and slowly. And just let the hands fall by the side of the body. So again, just allowing that response wherever you felt it. I felt it right across the back here. Maybe you felt it down the arms. Maybe it was just too tiring to hold the eagle arms. It's quite an energetic pose. Second side, crossing left arm over right. And again, maybe the double wrap happens, maybe the palms are together, or maybe you are simply holding your hands in prayer in front of the face. So lifting elbows up and shoulders down, closing the eyes. The focus from the third eye stretches all the way invisibly to the back of the wrists. Keeping the energy in the posture. Reaching the fingertips of your left hand up towards the sky.
Not letting the energy die here. Keep lifting those elbows slightly, shoulders down. Taking a breath in. Lift a little bit more. Lift the sternum, reach the fingers higher, and then exhale, unravel, and release. Take your time. Circle the shoulders out. Oof. I absolutely felt that one. Give them a little shrug, a little shake. And do what you need to here to release those. Okay, let's come into melting heart. So coming into tabletop. And you can place your head on a blanket or a bolster here. Hands come forward and you melt the heart down. Maybe the forehead comes to the mat or to a block. Again, we're starting to feel that pericardium meridian line from the chest, down the armpits, down the biceps, the forearms, into your ring fingers. So really pressing into the fingers into the mat. Shoulder blades away from ears, pulling slightly together. Melting chest, melting heart, as if there was a heavy weight in the middle of your back. Take a breath in, lifting the head, breath out, slide all the way forward into prone or lie on your side. Bring the head to the hands and just sway out through the hips. If you like here, sweep the arms around behind you, turn onto one cheek and soften the shoulders as the palms face up. Give yourself a little sway from side to side. Bring the hands back and just gently push back through cobra, through tabletop. Come back to child's pose. Sweep the arms back behind you. Take a moment to rest the head down. And again, melt the shoulders over the knees and thighs. Bring the hands forward to support you in your roll up. Take time, each and every vertebra, all the way to kneeling. Last posture before we come down onto our backs is a reverse prayer. I was like, forgot the name. So a reverse prayer. Again, you can kneel over your bolster if you like, but your reverse prayer might be here, clasping hold of your wrists. It might even be here, or it might be in the prayer hands, nestling those fingers and pushing the palms together into the center of your spine. So that's the deepest place for the wrists. And again, you can find kneeling, seated, but settling into reverse prayer for 2 minutes.
So in this posture, we're focusing on our back heart space, connecting to our fingers or to the hands. We're almost there. Some challenging postures through our practice today in the upper body. Ones that we don't often do. Coming out of it super slowly, bringing the hands back around. And again, just bring the backs of the hands down to the knees, palms face up. Feel that afterglow effect. Ooh, my wrists were on fire in that reverse prayer. How are yours? And then just give that wiggle into the fingers and circle out the wrists. And again, that nice little wavy release of the flexion and extension. Give them a shake. How are we doing? Good. So let us come down onto our back. One more posture, which is a reclined twist. So if you're not coming down onto your back, you can do a seated twist, whether you're staying in butterfly. So you can sit in butterfly and do a nice gentle twist, turning yourself to your thigh. Or if you're coming down onto your back, you can use your bolster to support a knee here. And we're going to go onto the left hip first of all, and using that bolster underneath your right knee. And this one, we're going to open out our right arm to the side of us, if that feels good to do so, or down by the hip, palms face up. So it's just nice, gentle rotation through the spine. We're opening up the front and the back, chest and upper back here. So nothing is forced, whether you're seated or reclined. Not much rotation happens within the lower lumbar section. The majority of the twist happens in the thoracic spine and also in the neck. Again, we're taking that focus across the chest, down the armpit, into the arm, and down to the ring finger. Take a breath in and slow, long, deep breath out. Next breath in, bring yourself back into center and just realign. If you need to, you can do a little bit of a cat and cow, whether that's seated or your pelvic tilts. They're quite nice if you're lying down. And then moving bolsters, blocks over to the other side, rolling over onto our right hip and taking our left leg up and over onto the bolster, making sure that the knee and the entire leg and foot are supported, nothing's hanging off. Again, opening out the chest to the sky, fingertips facing up, or palm facing up. Exhaling, softening into the second side. Focus stays present into the heart, chest area, front and back, and the meridian line, visualizing that as being free all the way from the body to the fingers. And let's take a deep breath in. Long, slow, deep releasing breath out. Breathe in, bring yourself back into the center. And then again, either your pelvic tilts or your seated cat and cow is just a gentle release. Let us prepare to come into a final relaxation from here. So if you're down on your backs, you might like to just bring the knees in and just circle out. And if you're seated, just making your way onto your side or onto your back, making sure that you're warm and comfortable. It's quite nice to support the legs with a bolster underneath the knees, making sure the knees go nice and wide, letting the feet relax. If you've got eye pillows, you can use those and just spread out the back underneath you, spread the shoulders apart. So kind of lift up, spread the shoulder blades and then come down. Hands out to the side of you, palms are gently facing up. And again, this expansiveness of the chest, armpits down through the biceps, into the forearms and into the hands and into the fingertips. So coming into final relaxation in Shavasana, making sure that you are warm and comfortable for the next few minutes. I will, of course, give you the much needed silence. But remind yourself to remain present in the moment, not letting the mind wander into different spaces, but be here. Honor yourself. Give yourself the time you need. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around.
Begin to take a few deeper breaths as you bring your awareness back into your surroundings and back onto the mat, your sacred space, and also back into the body as you deepen the breath to bring more movement. Wiggling fingers, moving into the wrists, wiggling toes, moving into the ankles. Take your time, there is no rush. So you can stretch, draw the knees in, roll and massage out. Take your time to return up to seated. I'm going to take our Anjali Mudra here, but slightly active. So pushing the hands together, thumbs into the sternum, and the elbows are slightly lifted because we've done quite a bit of wrist flexion today. So pushing the hands together in the center of the chest, sitting nice and tall. And just allow the feelings of the practice to wash over you, noticing how you feel now, noticing what may have been a challenge for you and what you found familiar and of ease, of course, and comfort. And as we work with our energetic centers of the body, our meridians this month, I know it's the end of March, but I jumped into our April theme a little early. So working through the energy centers and the subtle energies of the body to allow the chi and the prana to flow freely. Always thanking yourself, your body, and its energy for your practice. And I thank you all. Namaste.